entertaining start to this one. Youngblood missed it badly. Out of the pack comes Trey Stewart. Boscovich getting some minutes here against Alabama as Kevin Young widens his rotation on the bench. Dallin Hall cut off. Inside Traore. Oh, he's got a nice move. Goes up with 8 threes and 7 assists in an NCAA tournament game. No one's ever done that. Kata gets it inside, dunks it down on the pass and scores.
Great pick and roll action. Excellent pass by Crowell. Even better cut by Tonje.
Wisconsin back to within 2. Hall on the dribble. Got it inside. Traore around.
Second chance points 8-2. Fast break points 6-0.
So that ended the 7-0 run. The 2 free throws. Traore with a hook shot. The second. 6 to shoot. Blackwell's going to be the man. Rimmed it out. Rebound off to Dimon. Dimon's got a man out in front. I think he wanted to get it to him. Got it to Hall. Back to Stewart for 3. Got it. 3 ball going up right now. Off the mark. Dimon with the rebound. Hall feeds it down low. Traore is there. Runs over Gil.
And Richie was telling me yesterday he kept going to that gym because he was convinced that the head coach of BYU at the time lived around there, and he'd see him working out and he'd be impressed by him.
Just what is going down for BYU, it's 24-0 from a bench point standpoint.
Dimon's going to try 3. Got it. Wow. Gets it back. Shoga. Air ball.
Excellent defense by the Cougars.
Baker runs it up for BYU. Dallin Hall on the dribble against Russell. Feeds inside. Nice feed. And a 4 to shoot. Got to hurry. Russell's going to have to put it up from way out. And at least got the back of the rim.
Look how quickly BYU tries to advance that rock. They really want to push that tempo at all times.
Dallin Hall out. 3-pointer goes again for them. And the drive and off the window. And finally, they get some offense from Deb Jackson. We're under a minute. Deb Jackson off the bench. 3 for 4. 3-pointer buried.
See if I know VCU has been trapping in the half court. They've been trying to trap them. Let's see if they start trapping everybody with this time remaining. Only 5 minutes to play. You're going to start picking it up.
Get it to Traore. Up and under.
Wow, look at the big fella. He's
precautionary. Doesn't look serious. An ankle injury. I think he'll be ready next week, but they don't look like a team without a first-team all-league player on the floor.
Kata throws it down.
Well, Mack threw a very soft pass. They'll get a break here.
And here's Saunders up ahead. And he
this BYU team, we know they're going to the NCAA tournament. You know, they got a chance to be pretty good next year.
Yes, they do.
They got a pretty good group coming back, and they've got a pretty good high school recruiting class. Guy named A.J. DeBanza right now is the #1 player in the draft in the high school rankings.
Left-handed, it'll go. The big body wards off the defender. He's got 6. Hall inside. Traore the layup and 1.
Played for the team that he grew up rooting for and wearing the colors. He actually turned down an offer at Northwest Missouri State, where his sisters currently play.
Yes, twin sisters on the basketball team. Hall picks up his dribble. Traore inside, going to work on Jackson. High off the window and in. I've got to get something up here. Jones fires. And BYU the rebound. That one's deflected. Hall kicks to the corner. Dustin Baker. And Momcilovic buries one. Iowa State knocking it down from 3. 10 for 17. That's to the corner. And a big 3.
The different pitch. Fastball hasn't been working. That's not a good shot.
Kelderman off the mark.
Too quick.
Ball inside, and Traore points. His career high is 33 earlier this year. A brilliant performance at Arizona State. So stay tuned.
I think this high pace favors BYU, John. I said it earlier. Without Lipsy and Gilbert, I'd be surprised if the Cyclones can keep this up.
Ball to the corner. Boskovic buries it. How about this atmosphere? Ball lost it for a second. Nell to the corner. Hall, kick out Saunders. Got it! Richie Saunders.
He'll outplay 11 dudes, and he comes back with Hall and Traore here after that little stoppage of play.
Sarjop's just short with his shot. Rolene almost had the offensive rebound again, but here come the Cougars. Dawson Baker now in the game for BYU. This is Dallin Hall, number 30. Dallin in the lane. Handoff, and Traore lays it in.
Let's just be a little side out of bounds here. And this is the one that they like to run the shooter along the baseline and try to, oh, they clear him across the top.
Zach Keller in the game for Utah.
See that triple go down, all of a sudden you get that stop, you get another field goal, you get a stop right here. You try to put a little pressure on the Cougars, see if they'll crack.
6-0 run for Utah. They were down 19.
But remember, Iowa State had a 21-point, they had a 21-point lead on Iowa State, but Richie Saunders, oh my goodness.
The state lost. TJ Otzelberger was not happy, understandably so. They had a meeting of the minds, and you can see the output here tonight. BYU's got to work harder to get open, and they got to be stronger with the ball.
Good pass from Hall. Traore will lay it in. Okay, that's one way you beat some pressure. Baker, tough shot, goes down.
Nice job driving.
Keita and Jefferson. It'll be Keita wins the tip back to Demon.
Oh. Dangerous.
Yeah, no kidding. Too many of those tonight for BYU. In the corner. 3 is good from Demon.
To Traore down low. He's gotten whatever he wants. Darren DeVries did a really good thing by taking his bigs out of the game because they have 2 fouls and 3, and one has 2, the other one has 3.
No halves this entire season without a three-pointer for BYU. They have not made one yet tonight. 7 to shoot. Here's Hall. 3 seconds to go. They won't get a 3, but they get the 2 at the buzzer.
Ball in the left hand. He's so comfortable. It's easy money.
Traore, no. Gets his own miss. And no whistle. Andre back up to wall him up. And now an and-one opportunity. Go. Hansberry. Inside, Traore. Stop me if you heard this already. Style, they call it foosball, and that's what we're seeing tonight against West Virginia. And there's another bucket right on cue.
seconds left in the half, and the silver lining is the emergence of Best, the way he's playing in his first half.
Yeah, you kind of thought when Miller went down, you're like, all right, last one out, turn out the lights, right? They just don't have enough horses to compete with this BYU team that goes 11 deep. But Best has given them great first half minutes.
Fousseyni Traore underneath on a nice pick and slipped to the back.
Pick right. Best got crushed, but I'm sorry, the young man still got to pick himself up and get back on defense. He'll learn.
Trevin Nell spots up. Season high.
This young fella is balling tonight. He wants to try to bring his team back from the breach of defeat and get this victory for his teammates.
Richie Saunders.
Oh, my. They've been lighting up that scoreboard. 16 three-point shots made. The school record is 19, and they've made 16 here and made it look easy. They didn't even have to shoot that many threes in the second half with this double-digit lead they've had all night long. So, wonderful job by BYU. They're going to go to 16-0 when they score over 80 points. 17.
Now Dallin Hall, 30 in black on the floor, running the show for Kevin Young. Here's Mag for three. And in the nation, and Chris, they get their scoring done in different ways.
Yeah, BYU very three dependent. They play four guards. They attempt 28 threes a game.
And there's another one. Their third three on the shot clock. Hall for three, off the mark. The rebound to Bryant. And he throws it right to the wrong team. Now a spot-up three by Catchings. A little curious as to why Denman's been on the bench this long. Not in foul trouble at all.
Well, he's been high turnover today. And I think Kevin Young going with Dallin Hall, a little bit more sure with the basketball.
Eight on the shot clock. Hall. Catchings again from the left side. Yes, sir! Only 9 fast break points tonight for one of the best fast break teams in the country, Arizona. The lob. Keita again.
Trying to lob it over the top and deflected by Fousseyni Traore.
Not enough air underneath that pass, Roxy. You had a little bit of a mismatch there underneath, but you've got to put it where only your guy can get it.
Shot clock at 10 for BYU. With Mag. Free! And the rebound knocked around and Store on the offensive glass, but Keita flies over for the block shot.
That was just great defensive effort by Keita. AJ Store showing some fight on the offensive glass himself. And 9 out of the last 10 shots for BYU have been threes, Roxy. I think I get it. They want to shoot threes. They're really good at it. But you got to apply some pressure on the inside. Yeah.
16 of their 21 overall shots have been outside the arc. Make it 17 of 22 as it goes. Game for Kansas. AJ Store spots up. And the rebound, Richie Saunders for BYU. Straight on. Richie Saunders three.
You have to put a hand on Dickinson to rebound that, spin off the defense, and get a clean look.
Richie Saunders, the floater. 11-3 for David Coit. His first points tonight.
He can do that. Good job coming off that screen, being ready to go.
37% on his threes this year. Transfer from Northern Illinois. Richie Saunders. 2-3. Foul shooter. Missing the N1 free throw, and the rebound batted around, and BYU's got it, and Trevin Nell.
Oh, my.
Wide open, Trevin Nell. Roxy. Back in November of 2021, in a game in Portland, Oregon, they beat the Oregon Ducks by 32. Oregon, Dana Altman's team was ranked at the time. Open look for Mihailo Bošković.
Number 20. He's from Huntsville, Utah. We'll see if he can get in the scoring column tonight.
A JC transfer.
He hasn't played since December 31st against Arizona State. I'm going to assume that when Kansas came to town, he didn't think that was going to be his next appearance.
Shot clock rolling down on BYU as the Cougars will get ready to play Arizona on Saturday down in Tucson. And all the way to the bucket, Elijah Cross.
Gasson. Oh, missed everything there. K-State's leading scorer hasn't scored yet tonight. Mihailo Bošković gave BYU such a lift Tuesday in the win over West Virginia. Had the three-point play that sealed it. Now Hall. Traore. Soft touch as usual for the big man. Well, and Tim, we saw the resume there. The one knock on it is the non-conference schedule, one of the softest in the country. But they're able to pile up resume-boosting wins in this league. Demon back on the floor, final 20 seconds of the half. Hall to Traore for the flush. Beautiful. It's not fun to guard. Max Jones trying to create against Dallin Hall. And Keita vacuums in the rebound.
Good move by Jones. He found an angle, he just couldn't knock it in.
Keita on the roll. And the hammer.
Bright shining moment on the other side of that. Silver lining that he gets to come back for another year.
Saunders to the elbow.
Look at Yesser, he's all
he really is.
Shirt. He's not allowing him to get vertical.
Traore. Shot clock is at 8.
Someone's going to have to make a play here.
Hall. Shot clock is at 2. Hall kicks it out. 3 up top by Stewart. It's good. His first shot. Catchings into the paint. Outside Demon for 3. No good. Too strong. And Saunders runs down the offensive board.
Just to not continue to give them open looks like that. Good pass.
All right. We'll go to the free throw line and finish a 3-point. Good counseling by the fans as Stewart is able to lay it in. He's got 5 points. Inbound for BYU. A little pressure put on by the Mountaineers. The largest lead of the day for West Virginia was 6. It's been whittled down to 4. It's been tight this whole game. Saunders covered by Small. Shot clock down to 10. Traore. Catchings. Tried to get loose. Saunders gets it back.
Saunders got it.
Shot clock is at 3. To the corner. 3 for Stewart. Again!
See, why help?
An easy one, too, on a layup. They dribbled off his foot, looking back at Yegor Demon. Corner 3 for Baker. Just what BYU wanted out of awkward. Bandego somehow got to it. Not certain that was intended for him. Catchings, quick 3. And the answer. Catchings. Cougars trying to make this a single-digit game. Bošković. Another try. Got it.
Production from Toby Awaka. They're a very tough team to beat. He had 17 points, 12 rebounds, and there's a 3.
Hall using a screen from Traore well wide right on that shot. They get an offensive rebound, though. Catchings trapped by Bryant. Traore still 11 on the shot clock. And it's put up by Saunders.
Go on and the coaching staff begins to demand more of you. Can you deliver? And those numbers bear it out. He's developed at a great rate, and right now one of the more consistent players on this Cougar team.
Wildcats Pressure in the backcourt out of the timeout, and open Baker from the corner.
Caleb Love has learned how to feast when you run him off the three-point line. He's okay with the floater and the finger roll, and that's made him a more complete player for Arizona. Great denial defense on Saunders right there by Jaden Bradley.
Hall trying to direct traffic. Picked up his dribble, gives it to Traore. He got Lewis to spin the line.
It already is a great game.
Love again. Well off the left side that time. Timid, driving with a head full of steam and lays it in.
Start to assert himself. He's been relatively quiet, but a nice move there as Demon went for the gamble and couldn't come up with the ball.
Paul, Traore, swish.
Jordan Ivy Curry able to rattle one in from the corner.
You'll take that exchange if you're UCF. 3 points for 2 points. Ivy Curry able to knock it down from the corner. Great job on the out of bounds set.
First lead for UCF.
Again, trapping those ball screens on top. Been very successful here for the Knights in this first half.
This is Hall. Oh, nice delivery. And the finish by Traore. This is Hall, guarded by Johnson. 3 to shoot. Dallin Hall's got to toss it up. And the shot clock looked like it expired right there.
A lot of success, spot up threes.
Johnson. Hall comes away with it. Richie Saunders. Dallin Hall resetting. 10 to shoot. Another good pass and another good finish. Game here.
And this free throws both ways. Those are always big points that come back to get you.
Another 3. BYU.
That frame too. It's 6-7. Once he gets into the lane, he's strong. He can finish over you. Great answer. Keeping the 1-point game.
Kamikata guarded by Mustafa Chan. That's been a fun matchup today. Darius Johnson, remember, he's got 4 fouls. Got to play safe. Demon for 3.
Under, and that's just such a pretty finish. That's something that he can do and that he needs to do in order for Baylor to get a win.
At 14 on Saturday in the win at Utah was number 24 in our ESPN 100. Inside of 9 to go in this first half. The broad-chested Traore backed it out. Hall gave it back to him for 2. It's been a poor free throw shooting night for Baylor. 11 for 18 overall, 61%. BYU by 4. Hall off the bounce. Moved it for Saunders. Attacking again on the baseline with the... Stepping on the end line and a turnover. Tyler Betsy with the giveaway for Cincinnati. But since conference play started, Arizona has found it.
They have. They weren't shooting it great. They were struggling to really, almost like Cincinnati. They were struggling on the offensive side. But as of recently, they've had big games from Bradley, big games from Caleb Love. And they're good. Defensively, they're a top 25 team in the country.
Cannon Catchings, tough shot from the corner. Hits a... The Cougars had a terrific second half in Boulder on Tuesday, and they're following a similar pattern here. A tight game at the half, and the second half they're putting it together. Kuseni Traore lays it in. Simas Lukosius rattles it in.
Lukosius is starting to figure it out. Last 3 games, double figures following up this game right here. If anything, that's a great sign.
Cannon Catchings answers.
The reverse lay in. Trevor Baskin off the feed from Javon Ruffin.
Beautiful job. The energizer. Ruffin takes it down the middle of the floor, finds a cutter on the backside. Great play.
Richie Saunders hits a 3 for Andre Yakimovsky. Team foul number 5 on the Buffs. Richie Saunders catch and shoot three off the inbound.
Consistencies, but this is a guy we just saw with the drive. He can do that. He can go coast to coast. He can play out of the corner. He's got multiple moves and pivots inside. He's got a lot of skill.
Last year he was the Rocky Mountain Conference Player of the Year.
Just like that, it's down to 17 before this next time out. Just keep chipping away at this.
Carrington from Menlo Park, California in the Bay Area. And the answer, Dawson Baker.
But Utah plays a little old school motion basketball.
Gabe Madsen spins out the three. And there is Keita for the rebound. The lob, Keita the throwdown.
Looks inside, and you've got to do their work a lot earlier defending on the box.
By the way, the crowd count tonight, almost 15,600, the sixth largest for a game in this building. Fousseyni Traoré. 5 to shoot. Dallin Hall down the lane. The drop off and the slam. Fousseyni Traoré. Utah's equaled their largest margin. Trevin Nell. 3. Tough shot from the blind side. Knocked away by Ezra Asar, but recovered by BYU.
The clock reset. Not sure it should.
It shouldn't have gone to 30. It should have gone to 20. Dallin Hall, the drop off, the flip by Fousseyni Traoré, and a
season 50 miles up the road at Utah, lost by 21 against the Utes. Usman from close range didn't hit it.
Usman's playing at a high speed right now. BYU's got to be aware of that. They are going into him almost on every possession.
Saunders, good look for 3, and he drains it.
Usman, it's been a factor inside when they can get him the ball.
Now in double figures for Abu Usman. All the kick. Saunders. Money.
But he did a good job using his length, not reaching, not gambling, playing good angles.
It's a good sign for the NBA scouts, always in attendance when Demon's on the floor. Six on the timer for Hall. Wants the screen from Keita. Gives it back, and Keita rolls it.
He is to stop, but TCU is not going to allow you to play one-on-one, which means they're going to send a double, and Traoré is a good enough passer to be able to locate the open man. So I would play through Traoré.
Saunders splits the defense. That's pretty.
Right there, all in one.
He has a new role this year for BYU. He's been a glue guy, but now he's their #1 scorer.
Yeah. Major difference. Major difference.
He had a 30-burger against Arizona State. Traoré with the left hand throws it down. Nine to shoot. The big man out high. Traoré looking for help. Hall slips back door. Saunders catch and release. 3 is money. Numbers down a little bit just because he doesn't have the ball in his hands as much, but he is still super efficient. Top 3 in the conference in assist to turnover ratio. Ten to shoot. Saunders is terminated, down to 4. Saunders a hoist. He hit it. BYU's.
You have to fight over the ball screens and not allow him to just get wide open looks like they've been giving him all game.
TCU has really tightened the screws defensively. BYU way down on their shooting percentage here in the second half, 35%. Hall, 6 to shoot. Hall trying to create. Sweet dish and a dunk. Keita for just their first in this second half. Comes with 3.5 to go.
I like to see Dallin Hall in the pick and roll. It worked. It's worked all game. He's been so efficient with that.
He's looking for Saunders, left alone, and buries the corner three.
Defender taking it all the way to the other side, off the glass.
Shot clock is dark. Hall guarded by Hawkins.
And Hawkins, such a pest on the ball. Quick feet. Keeping his hands out of there.
Traore trying to free him up. 5 seconds. Hall gives it up. Stewart. He hoists. And it's money!
That cleared up that space and allowed him to get his hands to it.
Now not looking for the ball, luckily for BYU. Richie Saunders was. Dallin Hall on the drive. Drops it off. Keita, the power slam.
No wedging that.
Deep corner three, to go way up high. Matthews on the miss. Catchings for three. 5 for Leonard Taylor, junior out of Baltimore. Catchings, a catch and shoot. Taylor steps inside the arc. Hall out with it. Right back to Catchings. Another three. Yes. Mag on the steal. Kind of fumbled that throw out there, so Hall had to wait for it.
Yeah, he actually lost his grip on it and then just batted it up to Dallin Hall. And that would have been a breakaway.
Lob for Keita off the glass. 13-0 run for the Cougars. And the cold spell continues. Matthews, another miss. Catchings, baseline. Oh, baby! Hall on the drive, leaves it for Traore.
And that's why I didn't get called for a foul on that one.
Catchings for three. Keita's got it. Hall back to Keba. Oh, yeah.
Agman's got to get him going. Allen launches to three. Cowboys still have yet to score. Now again, that's for three.
Percentage shot, but back to Traore. Talk about his field goal percentage. He gave you a lot of footwork on that last play. Ball never even hit the rim.
You know, Big Derek, who has not found the net that often. Corey, you can have the rest of mine if you want. See if this goes to Traore. I saw the eye contact there with Hall and Traore. In fact, it does. I mean, that's too easy.
Meeting him in Madison Square Garden, looked up to him my whole career. One of the greatest thrills was actually hearing him say my name as a collegiate basketball player at Arizona. Watching him broadcast all those years while I was in high school, hoping one day that he'd call me a PTPer, a true legend. Offensive sequence of the night for the Cowboys. Got it to 10.
Bellich has his first points of the season. First game for him playing. Been out with the rotator cuff in.
Saunders, catch and shoot, drops in a three.
Pace we started this game with, beginning of this game just felt like it was up and down the floor, and neither team could stop the other.
8 points for Robinson. Nell for three, good.
Yeah, here we go.
The battle to the end. They've had decent second halves, but they just get behind by so many.
Weaver caught the ball right in between steps. So he came down, tried to establish himself, and then took a step, got called with the travel. So the first blink isn't a missed shot.
Look out. Oh,
yes, no missed shot. His toughness is not even in question. The fact that he got bumped in that knee, and he played the entire rest of the game against Providence. He struggled to shoot. That could have had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Because he was hurting out there. And this is precautionary. They want to make sure that he's 100% sound when they begin Big 12 play, because they need him.
Hall on the drive, leaves it for Cada.
Of the season from deep, 1 for 6.
Yeah, that was his first make. He is a capable shooter. He was 0 for 5 up until this point. I guess if you're going to get your first one, if it's off the glass, oh my goodness.
Man, that's a big
rebounds when you made a team take a tough shot.
Minutes up, 19-14, Nell, free look, got it.
You know, when you penetrate into the paint, you can freeze the defense on a pause and make them think that you're looking for a pass, and the defense fades back trying to block the passing lane, and you have an open layup.
There's one thing I'm noticing early, when guys are setting picks, they're getting money's worth. Paul, Priori down low, jump hook. He's got a quick release, nicely.
Out of Florida, there's going to be a big piece for them. Sean Bear. It's going to be a big piece of 6'8" guard.
See if BYU can get back in the game. Their leading scorer, Denman. Igor's not in the game right now. There's catching. Around the perimeter, Baker got the look and hits it for 3.
Back when BYU just playing that drop coverage. That's a good read by Michael O'Connell. Come off the ball screen, read where the big is, and if he's back, just let it go.
NC State raced out to a quick lead against Purdue yesterday. Led 9-2 early. And now Richie Saunders. Tough kid, knocks down. Creates some space. Sets up Nell, corner 3. Traore with the rebound. Another chance here for BYU. Nell, same spot. Better result.
The offensively bringing it to Richie Saunders there. He's right there. He's got a good turnaround jumper. Just has to make it.
Hall swings it right. Catchings for 3.
That is.
And the officials just indicated, by the way, that the next media timeout, they will take a look at that to confirm. So for now, wipe it off. That's the play they'll look at the next media timeout under 8. We'll examine that play. Bošković up top for 3.
But everyone's talked about getting the matchup he likes and getting to that paint.
First Ole Miss player into double figures. He has 10. Hall needs help. Picks up his dribble. Eight to shoot. Hall in the paint. Bošković for 3. This week, his driver's license. Looking to make that go his way. Yeah, said parking's been a problem. That's in his future next week. Gets a slip. Yeah.
Oh, look out.
Saunders, tough shot. Short. And ripped away by Hall. Catching's open for 3. What a sequence that was.
For BYU on Thursday, it's Ole Miss and possibly Purdue or NC State next Friday. Those 2 games in San Diego. So the final tune-up for the Cougars here tonight. BYU at 4-0. The Delta Devils come in at 1-4. Here's Hall. Catchings from the corner. A catch and shoot for Demon. And a tough shot. He knocks it down.
Great touch, averaging 9 a game. His 12 assists leads this team. 2.4 assists a game.
Demon, his first three tonight, and that one goes down 6-8.
Yeah, and the way they play on attack, BYU's length inside is hard. The angles that you think you could make the pass in just aren't there because of the length.
Here's Hall. Baker, spinning moves into the dunkers on this BYU roster is a nice answer back by Stretting. And catchings, I would put like right at number one.
Oh, yeah.
And you got Kada and a couple of the others. Boscovich,
yeah,
that's his second done tonight.
With how physical and active they are defensively.
Cougars will set up for the final shot of the half. Ten seconds. Kevin Young shouting, wait, and now he says, all right, now let's go. And it was the catchings. Shoot a three and knock it down. How about